Okay, for this month, I think this is the last video that on the mental momentum series that I'm going to be posting, right? But it's quite a funny topic for me. But I'm going to be, after maybe a month or two, I'm continuing the mental momentum month. So if you want me to continue that, just comment in the comment section down below that you want more, in order for you to improve your health, mentality, and all that stuff, right? So just comment in the comment section down below, right? And the last topic that I'm going to be discussing is how taking cold baths can actually improve your life, your trading life, all that stuff, right? So this is not just about trading, but in life general. So even if you're not a trader, just hear out how taking cold baths or cold plunges, more preferably, is actually beneficial to yourself, right? So first thing is you get to have, so like you improve your discipline. Your discipline is so like doing what's not enjoyable to you, but you still do it anyway, right? So you become more disciplined. And as a trader, I'm sure that discipline is actually one of the greatest things that you have to develop, right? To become a disciplined person in general. So if you want to become disciplined, then watch the previous video that I posted. It was all about discipline, how you can actually improve discipline, right? So you can improve discipline by actually doing this, right? So let's take, for example, you want to watch what Netflix, but you have to study. Which one would you do? So if you're a disciplined person, you know that this time it's time for exams, it's time for studying, it's time for this. I have to do this, right? So you do what you have to do even when you don't feel like it, right? So when given an option, I've always said this, when given an option between what you want to do and what you have to do, always choose what you have to do. So that's being disciplined. When entering a trade, always have to place a stop loss. I want this target to reach $500 profit, but I know that it's not going to reach, because I'm going to place it where I'm going to place take profit where I know it's going to be it, because I want to make profit, right? So that's the first thing that actually do, how taking code baths can actually improve your life. Then the second thing is it actually increases your motivation, right? So motivation is increased because when you take a code plunge or code bath, especially code plunge, right, it increases what your dopamine levels, right? So your dopamine level, your baseline, it actually doubles by, it should be 2.5, it multiplies by 2.5, right? So, and it's consistent. It's not that those peaks, right? So we're saying that your dopamine levels actually rise by 2.5, is multiplied by 2.5, and it's actually almost as high as what as cocaine. And it's better because it actually stays for a long duration. It stays a few more hours being high, right? And we all know that dopamine is the motivation, is the chase hormone. So you'll be motivated to keep on doing what, even the hard work, or even back testing, or even doing all that stuff. You'll be motivated because dopamine is what is high. Then if it's called plunges, not just called baths, called plunges, there's also an increase in serotonin and oxytocin. So serotonin is so like almost the equivalent of dopamine, but so like, how do I put this? Dopamine is the motivation towards a reward, towards pleasure, and serotonin is so like a reward towards happiness, not pleasure. So pleasure is so like short-lived, then happiness is long-lived. That's the concept that I'm using. Serotonin gives you a sense of mental balance, right? So if you're balanced, you're happy, you know that your life is set and all that stuff. Then oxytocin is so like the love drug. It increases whenever you fall in love or have sex with chocolate, all that stuff, right? So it increases your motivation. That's how cold plunges can help that, right? So, and cold baths also, right? Then the third thing is increased energy levels, right? So energy levels, when you take cold bath, especially when you're just entering, when during the cold bath, there's a burst in what the norepinephrine. So like there's a burst in adrenaline. Okay, similar term, right? So this increases what your energy levels, right? Increase energy levels. Adrenaline is so like a relative of dopamine again. But adrenaline is the fight or flight hormone. I think you know it. Fight or flight, right? So when you, for example, when you get scared, that shock, that energized level that you enter, right? So that's the energy levels that we're talking about. And you'll be, so like you have the energy to, even if it's waking up, going to do some hard work, you have the energy to do so because you are motivated, you are in the zone, baby. Yeah, just like that, right? So then the fourth thing is taking cold baths actually decreases, it lowers the levels of depression, because generally taking cold baths, since it increases your discipline and all that stuff, generally your testosterone is going to be higher, and if you have got a higher testosterone, there are lesser chances of you being what, oh, okay, your levels of depression are lower. You are not saying that you won't get depressed. Of course you might get depressed, but you'll be a little bit better, right? And there's also what, dopamine is also released in low depression, right? So depression, yeah, I don't want to explain depression. I might go out of context because I haven't researched much about it, but go and research it and maybe you will educate. So taking cold baths, actually, especially cold plunges, it also strengthens the immune system by increasing white blood cells, right? So it's also very healthy. And then the fifth benefit of taking cold baths is that you are able to, you have the ability to get out of your comfort zone. You are able to grow. You are able to advance in life because you are able to get out of your comfort zone. And then the sixth thing is you are able to create new habit, overcome fear, hence you are able to grow. So that's just it.